Once upon a time, in a beautiful forest, there lived a little girl named Sara. She loved adventure stories more than anything. Sara lived with her parents in a small house on the edge of the forest, but she didn't like staying home for too long. She preferred to explore the forest with her friends, Lolo, the kind rabbit, and Mimi, the little bird. Chapter 1: The Beginning of the Adventure. One beautiful day, Sara and her friends decided to go explore a new part of the forest. The weather was sunny, and the trees provided a nice, cool shade. Lolo the rabbit said excitedly, "Let's go to the faraway mountains we've never visited before. Maybe we'll find something new and exciting." Sara smiled and said, "That sounds great. Let's take some food with us to stop and rest along the way." As they made their way to the mountains, they started talking about how to handle problems they might face. Sara said, "If we get lost, we should always be honest with each other and ask for help. Honesty is important, don't you think?" Mimi replied, "Yes, it's always good to be truthful with our friends." Chapter 2: In the Mountains. After a few hours of walking, the friends finally arrived at the mountains. The view was breathtaking, with trees covering the slopes and wildflowers scattered everywhere. As they played and explored, they came across an old wooden bridge connecting the mountains. Mimi said, "This bridge looks really old. Do you think it's safe?" Sara paused and then said, "We need to be careful. We should always think before we make decisions." They decided to cross the bridge cautiously, but as they were halfway across, Sara's bag fell into the river below. Sara cried out, "Oh no, my bag!" But Lolo, the smart rabbit, said, "Don't worry, we can fix this. Let's use some sticks to stabilize the bridge and try to get the bag back." Together, they worked as a team, and each of them played a different role in solving the problem. Thanks to their teamwork, they managed to retrieve the bag. Chapter 3: Returning Home. After their long adventure, the friends decided to head back home, but on their way, they passed through a dark part of the forest where the wind started to blow strongly. The place felt a bit scary, and the friends began to feel nervous. Sara said, "This is the perfect time to tell a story to take our minds off our fear. I have a story about a brave bird who flew through strong winds and faced challenges to reach its goal." Sara began telling the story, and as she spoke, the friends began to feel calmer because the story made them forget their fears and feel empowered. "Yes, we'll be like the brave bird," Mimi said excitedly. Chapter 4: The Lessons Learned. When they finally returned home after their exciting adventure, Sara sat down with her friends on the green grass and said, "We learned a lot today. We learned to be honest, to work together, and to be brave when facing challenges." Lolo added, "And we also learned that talking with friends helps us overcome our fears." Sara looked up at the sky and said, "Stories don't just give us fun, they teach us valuable lessons. My favorite story is the one that taught me how to be brave and never give up." The end, and that was the adventure of Sara and her friends. Through this journey, they learned many lessons about honesty, courage, teamwork, and how to overcome their fears. Now, they were stronger and smarter, thanks to their experiences together. The lessons children can learn from the story: honesty helps us solve problems and trust our friends. Teamwork: when we work together, we can solve any problem we face. Courage isn't the absence of fear, but the ability to face and overcome it. Learning from experiences: every adventure and every challenge carries lessons that can help us in the future. Talking with friends can help us calm down and overcome fear.